So that happened. It's currently Wednesday. That happened on Sunday evening. Basically, I was on my way to go and have an enjoyable, relaxing steak dinner with a friend, watch some Formula One, and I was driving towards his apartment to go and pick him up, and there was a crash in front of me. And at the time I didn't realise there was a crash in front of me, but there was. A taxi driver drove into the back of this Lexus. I think the Lexus obviously stopped quite quickly, quite rapidly, and the taxi driver didn't have enough time to stop and drove into the back of him. I then had to slam my foot on the brake because obviously the taxi driver came to a very, very sudden stop as he smashed into the back of his car, and I managed to stop. I didn't hit the guy in front of me. Thankfully, these brakes are quite good. Then I looked in the mirror thinking, oh gosh, I am now going to get a car driving to the back of me, and the guy behind me stopped. But then unfortunately, the car behind him, I either wasn't paying attention, didn't see, or again, the stopping was too close, smashed into the back of the car behind me, which then smashed into the back of me. So I have had a couple of days because I've had work and things like that. Last night I went to the insurance company who took photos of my car. Fortunately, out here in the UAE, when you have an accident or when someone hits you or whatever, you have to call the police immediately, and the police will come. What they say is basically what's happened. So the police will come and they fill out a report, they take everyone's story, they look at what the situation is, and then you are either at fault or you're not at fault. And obviously I was not at fault. That was very, very clear. The other drivers supported that statement. So I got a police report that stated not faulty, and it showed in a diagram what had happened, which cars were involved, everyone's insurances were on there, all of that. So it was a really smooth process. And then when I went to the insurance company, I gave that over to them, and hopefully today, bearing in mind this happened on Sunday, today's Wednesday, today hopefully a garage will call me to get my car in. Now hopefully it's only like minor work. I mean, obviously the whole of the back of the boot is bent in, and when you open the boot, which is hard to do now, all of the inner boot has been bent backwards as well. But hopefully it won't take too long to repair. I don't really know, but there we go. So the roads out here are crazy, and I live in a lane which is considerably less crazy than the likes of Dubai. So yeah, but that's happened. Now the biggest thing out here, and I have been advised this in the past, if you are out here, if you're moving out here and you are concerned about the roads and you're concerned about having an accident, there are a few things that you can do. The first thing that you can do obviously is to just be very wary. Driving out here is a bit different to many other parts of the world, especially coming from the UK. It is quite crazy. Drivers can be quite unpredictable out here. So obviously driving to the roads is really important. Make sure that you're just being sensible, you're checking your mirrors frequently. You're not trusting anybody's signalling, because that's just a complete waste of your time. And yeah, like I say, just driving to the road, making sure that you're being cautious. Not necessarily even cautious, just like I say, driving to the road and watching what other people are doing and responding to it effectively, and yeah, just being sensible. But if you do get into an incident, don't panic, take it calm, take it slow. All you need is two things. You need your driver's license, and if you're living out here, you need a UAE driver's license. So you need to get your driver's license from your home country translated. You need that. That's a legal requirement. And you also need your registration card. So every car owner has a registration card. It's a little gold card. The details, the car, the insurance, and all of that kind of stuff. So you need both of those. I handed them over, they take photos, that gets registered, and then life is an awful lot simpler. You can also get an app out here that contains both your driver's license and your registration card. So if you have, for instance, forgotten it, you can obviously use that app instead, and again, it'll all be registered, and that'll be fine. But don't panic. Although it's frustrating, it's a lovely car, and I've now got a massive dented up boot. I've been to the insurance, I don't have to pay a thing, and hopefully the car will come back as good as it was before. Fingers crossed. Okay guys, so it's been about a week or so since I last sort of picked the camera up, but my car has now finally been repaired. The garage didn't look the most legitimate, but that was where the insurance company sent it to. But the repair work is phenomenal. So it doesn't even look like anything has happened. Top job. Top job. So I should also be getting a little bit of money back, about 600 dirhams, for hire car. So I'll get that back as well, which is great. So all in all, whilst it was frustrating and it was not the most pleasurable experience having someone drive into the back of me, at least everything has been sorted. My car has been repaired to the level that I would expect. And it's all happened within the course of about a week. So the whole process was fairly smooth. So if you are out here in the UAE and you find yourself in an incident like me and someone hits your car, regardless of whether you are at fault or whether they're at fault, the whole process is fairly smooth. Now, obviously, if you're at fault and you drive into somebody else or you are the one that is deemed to have caused the incident, then you will be fined. I believe the fine is 500 dirhams, which is the equivalent of £100. But yeah, but even so, unless someone gets hurt, and then I think the police might do extra investigations into it. But if it's just the damage on the car and everyone is okay, then depending on who's at fault, a police report will be generated. You take that to your insurance company. Your insurance company does all the legwork and figures out what garage you need to take your car to. And then your car will be sent off for repairs and so on and so forth. So the whole thing was quite smooth. But whatever you do, just don't panic. I know that that's easier said than done in some cases, but don't panic. The insurance company will sort it out. The police will make sure they write a report. You'll get that within sort of, well, with me, we all handed our insurance cards and registration cards over, and the report was sent to my phone whilst I was there, and the police checked to make sure that I got it, make sure that it said that I was not at fault, which it did, and then he told me to go off to the insurance company. So all in all, it was quite a smooth process. So there you go, guys. That is today's video. I just thought I would do this little video because this incident happened, and I feel like it's potentially useful for people who are out here, because driving on the roads out in the UAE is a bit mental at times, and accidents do happen. So there we go. I'm sorry I've not put anything out recently. It's half term and I am just enjoying myself and relaxing. I'm getting that R&R that I think is important for a teacher. So yeah, but there we go. Another video done. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you soon. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and like this video if you find it useful or even remotely interesting. And I will see you next time.